limited time Black Friday deals like buy one get one 50% off.
Stored on your NAS drives as long as it's in the same local network. Also exclusive to this unit, you get a nicer remote with the DMP-A10. I can honestly say, in terms of app features and what you can do with this unit, this is the most I've seen from any brand, regardless of the price point. We of course still get to customize displays, including the much-loved VU meters, different app themes, and plethora of streaming app support that keeps getting added, not to mention the pro features like paramedic EQ, loudness controls, and much more that we saw on the DMP-A8. So I would encourage you to check out my DMP-A6 and the DMP-A6 Master Edition, as well as the DMP-A8 review to get the full idea of the features available. However, on the DMP-A10, now you get room correction as well. Now, to do this room correction, there's the easy way and a little bit more elaborate ways. So I'll describe you 3 different ways you can use the room correction. First is using just the microphone on your phone. Now, this is the least accurate and probably not something I recommend doing, because the microphone on your phone isn't calibrated, and really you want to use a calibrated microphone. So the more ideal way would be to use a microphone like this from Mini DSP that uses a USB powered calibrated microphone. Or if you want to use your phone and you just don't want to buy a separate calibrated microphone like the Mini DSP, then you can do so by buying something like Dayton Audio's little calibrated microphone here that gives you great results. This microphone is also available with different connections for different phones, and I'll link to all of them in the description below so you don't have to go out and search for that. Now, in terms of the result of the room correction with the Eversolo DMP-A10, it's not as elaborate as other softwares like Direct Live, for example, that puts into account a lot more than what the Eversolo's room correction does. The Eversolo's room correction is really just an amplitude.
It is a process. It takes small steps every day, like trading one smoke or vape break for a walk.
Drop everything and get some magic of your own during the Xfinity Black Friday sale. Get your choice of a free 5G phone, plus get Xfinity Internet and unlimited mobile line for just $35 a month. See what I did this holiday season and get yours November 22nd.
Steven Barino Toyota Bristol. Huge savings event. Up to $3,600 extra great savings. Every Toyota stock order will have huge savings. Hurry now through Monday. Reserve your 24 Land Cruiser. Call 860.
Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates. The first one is an off-season update of Samson Dauda, who is looking absolutely insane right now. I don't know if he was ever this freaking big, this freaking massive. And his caption says it all, basically. He says, never stop making progress. So even though he won the Mr. Olympia, that doesn't mean that he can just stay the same.
He's fucking so ginormous.
Because the other guys are probably going to get better. Like Derek Lansford can improve the size of his legs and come in better condition next year. Hardy can also come in with that Arnold Classic conditioning, which is very possible because this year he's saving himself for the Mr. Olympia only. Martin Fitzwater is on his way up, so Samson is going to have his hands full. I mean, he's definitely the guy to chase right now. He's definitely the most complete bodybuilder of today, the biggest bodybuilder of today as well. And he is most likely going to win it again as long as he shows up in solid conditioning. But you never know. Just in case he needs to get even better, even bigger. And at this point, he's definitely reaching the Ronnie Coleman level of size. I'm not saying that he will ever reach like Ronnie Coleman's level of quality. Like Ronnie had those super peeled glutes and everything was just super shredded. His back was also, Samson's back, he has a little bit higher lats. So I don't know if Samson can really reach Ronnie Coleman's level, but as far as the size, he's most certainly there. As far as I know, he was actually heavier on the Mr. Olympia stage than Ronnie Coleman. And any Mr. Olympia, he won, but Ronnie was in better condition. So if Samson puts on a little bit more size, maybe he will be able to afford, and actually he will be willing and able, like his body will be able to get to Ronnie Coleman's level of conditioning. Imagine that. If that happened, then we will for sure have a legacy to last many years. Now, Steve Weinberger talked about this as well on Fuad Abiad's podcast. Let me show you what Fuad asked him and what Steve Weinberger said about Samson Dauda and his potential legacy.
Can you ask Steve if he ever thinks there will be another long reigning Mr. Olympia?
I don't think so.
Do you think Samson
Not the
could
way it is right now.
do you think Samson could be that guy?
As Andrew Jack puts it together, I'd like to see those two together.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, potential-wise, those two are the best. Potential. I'm not saying, you don't know if Samson could put it together, in the same condition and even better condition. These other guys weren't at their best, some of them. Right. He's got to get better, too. It's very hard to be consistent year in and year out.
All right, so Steve's answer here was very interesting because he said, I don't think there will be a long-lasting legacy because of the way things are now. And he didn't really expand on that, but you guys probably know how it was back in the day. You had one champion, he would stay up there for a long time. I don't know if the judges judged it that way, or if the IWB wanted to have one Mr. Olympia for a long time. But it kind of sounded like that, and that's definitely not the case these days. Even if you are the Mr. Olympia and you lose, and you are slightly worse than the second guy, or the guy who was fifth last year, whatever, you're gonna end up in second, or in 15th in Raven's case. So everything is judged exactly the way it is. There is no such thing as knocking out the champion anymore. So if Samson wants to have a legacy, he needs to keep improving. He needs to be very, very consistent. He actually needs to be the best bodybuilder on the stage every year. And Steve Weinberger is doubtful that that's going to happen because, again, it's very, very difficult to be so consistent for a number of years. You could say that Dorian Yates could have lost a couple of Olympics that he won, Jay Cutler as well, maybe Ronnie Coleman too, maybe Phil Heath versus Kai Green, but they still gave it to them even when they were not at their absolute best. However, we are not seeing that anymore. So once again, if Samson wants to continue winning, he needs to continue improving because if Harry was the Mr. Olympia the way he was in the Arnold Classic, who knows what would happen? Who knows what would happen if Derek Lunsford's legs were matched with his upper body and his conditioning was better? How much will Martin Fitzwater improve? What will Nick Walker bring next year? What about Andrew Jack? Steve Weinberger thinks that Andrew Jack has the most potential along with Samson Dauda. So in order for Samson to continue winning, to stay at the top, he needs to keep improving. Size-wise, yeah, he can bring up his legs, for example, maybe his arms a little bit more biceps, but I'm pretty sure as long as he keeps bringing good condition, he keeps improving it a little, I think he will reign. I think he will reign for a while. That's my opinion. Will he be able to nail the peak every year? That's a question. We don't know that. He is not the most consistent guy. This is the first year he ever brought back level of conditioning in the glutes and hamstrings. So we have to wait to see what he will do at the Arnold Classic this year, at the Mr. Olympia, actually next year. But if anybody has the potential for a long-lasting legacy, in my opinion, that is this guy, Samson Dauda. What do you guys think?
Hardware Vitality. A gift that celebrates God's transformative strength. With love since 1837.
So the next thing we got is an update from Seth Rossi. As you guys know, he's preparing for his comeback. I believe it's going to be in the open division. His plan was to hire Hunter Abbott to prep him again like back in the day, but now that Honey is retired, who knows who will prep Seth Morosi, but the way things are moving for him is actually looking super amazing right now, especially considering what he's doing gear-wise. He was open about it in his podcast, and he's taking very, very little, very small amounts. It's a jump from what he was doing all these years since he retired, but his body is responding like crazy. He is looking massive and hard as well. The only issue that Seth has kind of is a little bit wider waist, but he can make it smaller with better posing. And as his prep, as his off-season also goes along, he'll probably put on even more muscle, make his back even more dramatic, with bigger legs, wider shoulders, the waist will appear to be smaller. But overall, for this point in prep, off-season, whatever he's competing next year, he's actually looking phenomenal. And he's definitely one of those guys who have unfinished business. He actually stopped competing around the time when I kind of started following bodybuilding. It was like, I think he stopped competing in 2012. I started watching bodybuilding in 2010, 11 maybe. And if you check out his old photos, he definitely looked like a guy with so much potential. He had those full and long muscle bellies, no weaknesses basically. He knew how to come in conditioned, and he always made the weight for 212, so he never really reached his full potential even back when he was competing. And he retired very young, very early. Right now he's 39, he's turning 40, so he's still very young in bodybuilding years. He can still make a lot of progress and actually peak, look better than ever. And now that he's going to be doing the open, with more size, look at this once again. Look at how big he is now. I think he will look better on stage in 2025 than he did back in 2011, 12. I think he's going to be at his absolute best. Can he win a pro show? I have no idea, to be honest. I need to see him on stage to see how much better he will actually get with his prep. But I think anything is possible, really. And that's a very exciting part of this comeback because we can't really predict how he will do. But I think it's very possible that we'll see this guy on the list of Olympics next year. Alright, and finally, we got a new physique update from Wesley Vissers. Apparently, he's 260 pounds right here, which is not very heavy for Wesley. That's not much above his weight cap in classic position. Maybe he's like 10 pounds up, something like that. And you can see it in his condition. He's still very, very shredded. And I believe he'll be doing the Arnold Classic again next year. And a big question is, can he win again after failing so badly at a Mr. Olympia? Like after that Arnold Classic where he looked absolutely insane, everybody thought he was going to be the one who was going to challenge Chris Bumstead for the title. That did not happen. He ended up all the way, I think 7th or 8th, which was very surprising. I didn't know what to think of it, what to make of it, why did that happen. I thought it was obvious that he was off. Like some people speculated that maybe just in a bigger lineup he didn't look as good as at the Arnold Classic, but at the Arnold Classic he already had guys like Urs Kalecinski, Ramon Dino, Brian Ainsley, a bunch of other guys, and he beat them all, basically everybody except for Chris Bumstead. So I don't think it was that. It definitely wasn't that. He was definitely off. But like, what was off with his physique? Was his conditioning off? I think it was slightly. Maybe not like body fat percent wise, but I think he simply wasn't as hard, as full. He just missed his peak. That's the way I saw it. But Steve Weinberger has a different explanation. He saw it a little bit differently. Let me show you what he said.
How did Wesley go from winning the Arnold to like 6 or 7?
He became really small. He just lost a lot of size.
Okay. So he tried to push it.
I think he did too many shows, maybe. I don't know, he just didn't eat enough,
VF Chang's is hosting a chef's feast. You can have a 3-course meal starting at under $20 per person. Find craveable lettuce wraps and a full menu of flavors to celebrate with friends, family, everyone. Come see why we're America's #1 Asian bistro.
A very simple answer. He was too small. Did you guys see it that way? Well, I didn't really think of that, but now that I'm looking at this video again, yeah, I can see it. Especially in the legs. You know, his legs in the Arnold Classic did look a lot fuller. You know, that's his weakest point, but in the Arnold Classic, they didn't look small. They actually looked probably the best, the biggest, the fullest they ever looked. His legs didn't really look that small compared to his upper body, but here, that was definitely the case, especially from the side and from the back as well. You can see it for sure. Like the legs, the glutes, even like the back, didn't have that pop. You know, the arms as well, he definitely was on the smaller side. And he did say in that one podcast, that interview, that his plan is to come to the Mr. Olympia even more shredded than he was at the Arnold Classic, which I thought was absolutely impossible because at the Arnold Classic he was maxed out. That could not have been a better package. So maybe he tried to be more shredded and he just lost fullness, and with the loss of size and fullness, his muscle didn't pop as much. And so not only he was smaller, but he was also less conditioned because he was lacking fullness. So what he needs to do right now is to rebuild. And I don't think he lost that. I'm pretty sure he can get it back until the Arnold Classic and, you know, fix his mistakes, learn his mistakes. Or should I say Stefan Kinsson should do that, because he was prepping Wesley. I don't know how much input did Wesley have in this prep. Was he just listening to Stefan, or did he do something of his own? I don't know. But if these guys put their heads together and they actually make a better plan without sacrificing fullness for more conditioning, it's going to pay out. I think they will not repeat this mistake, and I think Wesley definitely has a chance, a big chance of winning the Arnold Classic. And who knows, with the Mr. Olympia, if he is as good as he was in the Arnold Classic last year, maybe he can actually challenge, maybe he can beat Mike Sommerfeld and everybody else, Urs, Ramon, Ian. I mean, he already beat all those guys before, so it's very possible that he can become the new Mr. Olympia champion in Classic Physique.
Back again with another video. I am coming to you live from outside the 75th precinct here in New York City, Brooklyn to be specific, the NYPD 75th precinct. This is the
the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, with iHeartRadio is all about. Listen to Post Run High on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Post Run High.
West Virginia.
With Amex Platinum, welcome to the Century. You get access to the Century and get a sound vacation. Start before you get there. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at AmericanExpress.com/debit.
Popeye's a big box, and it is big. 2 pieces of a juicy signature chicken, or 3 crispy chicken tenders with 2 regular sides, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $6. Come into Popeyes today for a real meal for just $6. And this year, head to your local Popeyes and order our famous Cajun-style turkey for your holiday table. Just thaw, heat, and serve, giving you more time to celebrate with your loved ones. At participating U.S. restaurants, price label. How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on one Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. But then somebody in the elevator says, Happy Friday! Then you check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, Happy Friday, random stranger in the elevator. Happy
Bright
Friday.
lights like that in the southern sky. That is like a large version of what Aaron saw above West Virginia. This again was above Texas. It was another video, collection of videos from back there were 3 different videos here by Philip out of Austin, Texas.
Getting it all was
All the same thing. Check it out. Bright object in the nighttime sky that did not appear to be moving, wasn't making
Get it
any
all with Cox.
sound.
Get Cox Internet and
Blinking
one
lights,
unlimited mobile line for
obviously no
$80 a
wings
month.
or tail
Visit
fin. Just
Cox.com/value.
with that plate.
Limited time offer
Well,
for new
yeah,
customers
this
only.
video,
No annual contract
I've been
fees, no
recording
minimum
that
term
too,
agreement,
if I
no
was
early termination fees. Additional restrictions
incredible.
apply.
This video also out of Texas. So two sightings in Texas, one in West Virginia, quite possibly more. These are just videos that I've received. I see videos every day, video footage, photos
This
from
moment is
all
brought
around
to
the
you by
world.
100% hormone-free Bioza.
This one here appears to be
Bioza
in
is a
the eastern
prescription
sky.
treatment for
Wasn't quite
moderate to
dark
severe
yet.
vasomotor
However,
symptoms,
it looks
also known
almost
as VMS,
identical
or
to
hot
what
flashes
Kenneth
and
saw
night sweats
right
due to
here.
menopause.
That
The
one looks a
reduction
little
in the number
greener.
and severity
This
of
one
hot
has a
flashes is
reddish
based on
tint to
clinical
it, but you
studies
can also
measuring
see
efficacy
green
at
in
4
there as
and
well.
12
Appears to be about the same
Don't use
size.
those if you have
There it looks
cirrhosis,
red.
ear
It's
problems,
kind of
kidney failure,
fluctuating
take
colors,
sick
green to red, right
Increased
there
liver blood test
purple,
values and
and
liver
those could
problems
be
today.
atmospheric
Your
optics.
doctor will do
The
blood tests
atmosphere
before
is
and
making it
during
look like that. If it
Stop
is
meals
high
and call
outside
your
the
doctor if you have
atmosphere,
symptoms of
if
liver
this thing
problems
is
such as feeling more
inside the
tired than
atmosphere,
usual,
then the
nausea,
colors are
vomiting,
obviously
itching,
being produced
yellow
by
eyes
the
or skin,
object.
pale stool,
So
dark
whatever
hair,
it
or
was
something.
pretty decent
Ready to
size,
experience
fairly
more
low to the
not
ground.
flashes?
This one right
Ask
here
your
wasn't
doctor
more than
about
probably
Bioza.
2,000 feet off the ground.
To learn
If
more,
I had to guess, I
call
would say this one here was somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,
1-866-239-1637 or
maybe
visit
12 feet diameter.
askaboutbioza.com.
That thing
That's
is pretty
askabout,
decent size. And you can use the roof line of the
B-E-A-H.com.
house to kind of get an idea of the approximate size. I mean, it could have been a lot smaller. We don't know the exact altitude of this thing.
Savings
But if you
keep
look real
coming
close,
during
you can
Black
see what looked like
Friday
bright
build-up
lights
at Lowe's. For
circling this
limited
thing,
time, get a
whatever
free
it
Flex
was.
24 volt
Another
starter
mysterious
kit. You buy
object
select
with no
24 volt
explanation
tools.
in the
Give the
nighttime
Flex
sky.
advantage this
Was not
holiday
making
season.
any noise,
That's
had no
20%
blinking
more power,
lights, was not any
25% longer
recognizable
runtime, and up
aviation
to
that we're all
50%
familiar
faster
with. We've
charging.
all seen
Shop
helicopters,
in-store
we've all
or
seen
online today,
airplanes. We may
exclusively
have
at
even
Lowe's.
seen a drone
Because
here
Lowe's
and there,
knows
not known it. I don't know if
Offer
this is
valid
a
through
drone. I
12/4 while
suppose
supplies
that's
last.
always an outside chance. But this thing looks very
Putting
big,
tobacco is
very
a process.
stationary, and it just looks out of place.
It takes small
Different
steps
people in
every day.
Texas may have seen the same
Like
object,
turning
and
one
a
smoke
third
or
person
bake break
out of
for a
West
walk.
Virginia may have seen
Or a
the
call
same
with a
object
friend.
himself just a few nights
It
ago.
doesn't happen
Coming over here to the
overnight.
homepage of the website,
Stick with
checking
it.
in on the Ghost X-Ray
You
Flux,
will get
all
there.
quiet the last
Visit
24 hours.
ConnectedQuick
Looking at the
CT.com
facing side of the sun,
for the
you see some
support
active
you
regions
need
of
to be
sunspots
successful.
turning away from the
That's
Earth. So we've got some new ones coming
ConnectedQuick.com.
towards the Earth right now as I do this video. Looking at the Schumann resonance, and a little bit of activity here in the last 12 hours. Over to the Yellowstone supervolcano Caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. Have a little bit of earthquake activity up here along the northern edge of Mammoth Fault. Other than that, relatively quiet in the supervolcano Caldera. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send us.
your heart and soul into creating something, you wanted to make an impact, to endure.
Released in 2017, GTX 1080 Ti is adored by many enthusiasts as one of the best value, high-end offerings with its excellent performance, generous 11GB memory buffer, and in hindsight, very reasonable price tag. At a $700 MSRP, MSRP, the 1080 Ti was by no means a budget GPU, but starting with the very next generation release just a year and a half later, NVIDIA's sub-Titan class cards quickly approached and have now far exceeded $1,000. Yes, the Titan cards have always been way expensive, but what we're highlighting is how quickly the regular RTX line has engulfed a price range normally occupied by the Titans. The RTX 2080 Ti Founders Edition was a whopping $1,200, while the partner cards were $1,000. Since then, the introduction of 90 and 90 Ti class cards meant that you can spend a cool $2,000 on a sub-Titan class NVIDIA GPU if you've got the cheddar. Of course, adjusted for inflation, these numbers aren't as insane, but combined with the fact that each generation has seemingly relied more and more on DLSS to bring good performance gains, it's still not a great situation. So, with graphics cards becoming more and more expensive, it's no wonder that so many have clung on to their 1080 Ti for so long. But that begs the question, is bad boys holding up as we approach the 1080 Ti's 8th birthday? Well, we're going to run this card through its paces in a slew of recent titles to see just how viable it is to still be rocking this old user. Our test system spec'd with a Ryzen 7 7800X3D and 32 gigabytes of memory on Windows 11 24H2, in case you're curious. So we'll start with a few pre-2024 titles, then move into some more recently released ones. With most of these games, we've elected for full 1080p, no upscaling, though there are a few exceptions for them. And since we also tested the RTX 3070 and RX 6800 recently, we'll compare those cards in a few games as well. Starting with the game the 1080 Ti crushes at 1080p, we're looking at Baldur's Gate 3. In a populated fighting sim, we were able to crack an 82 FPS average at Ultra preset. With Hogwarts Legacy, we needed to drop the settings down a bit, but still achieved a respectable 70 FPS average while running around the open world. When we move up to 1440p high, we can compare to the new cards to find the 3070 is nearly 50% better, and the RX 6800 is over 80% better. In Far Cry 6 built-in benchmark, we saw a similar result with Baldur's Gate, as we were able to push 72 FPS at 1080p Ultra on the 1080 Ti. The King of the 10 series also made light work with Spider-Man Miles Morales at 1080p, as it soared to a 90 FPS average at the very high preset. In Dying Light 2, 1080p high settings saw the 1080 Ti pull a 69 FPS average. Next, at 1440p, the 3070 is 60% better, and the 6800 is 90% better. As for more recent titles, we'll first look at God of War Ragnarok, where we saw a 71 FPS average at 1080p cranked to the Ultra preset. At 1440p Ultra, we again find the 3070 is around 50% better, but this time the RX 6800 performs in line with the 3070. In Horizon Forbidden West at 1080p medium settings, the 1080 Ti captured a smooth 75 FPS average. For Sons of the Forest, the 1080 Ti was easily capable of 1440p Ultra, so that's what we went for with this game. The 1080 Ti is good for an 80 FPS average. One of the only games we tested to truly bring this old beast to its knees was Final Fantasy 16, where at 1080p with the mid preset, we couldn't quite get to 60 FPS, though we aren't too far off at 54 on average. In a very similar fashion, Black Myth Wukong also saw frame rates in the low 50s at 1080p medium while smacking up oversized mythical creatures. And lastly, we're looking at Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which, for whatever reason, gave us the biggest headache out of any of the games we tested. It was like pulling teeth trying to get this game to run for more than a few minutes without crashing. We did manage to get it running long enough to capture a couple benchmark points, though, which saw us getting an average of 81 FPS at 1080p Ultra during the campaign. We definitely recommend you do your research if you're planning to buy this game, but we'd also imagine a patch will be pushed out soon if there is something going on. Alright, so the 1080 Ti is still holding pretty strong by our measure. The PlayStation ports can be a challenge, but outside of that, it's looking like 1080p high settings is easily doable. Gamers Nexus found that the 1080 Ti lands somewhere around an RX 6600 XT or RTX 3060 performance, which should mean you can expect graphical fidelity not far from what the PS5 or Xbox Series X can put out. So while we tested mostly at 1080p, you could certainly drop the settings and move to a render resolution of between 1200 and 1400, or even higher in some cases. That's the freedom of PC, though. You can have totally had this level of performance before these consoles released, and enjoyed your preferred balance of graphics and frame rate since then. So if you're still using a 1080 Ti and you're considering an upgrade, you do have several options. If you paid $700 in 2017 for one, you have a budget of over $900 today if you adjust for inflation. That means you could consider either the RTX 4070 Ti Super or the RX 7900 XTX, both being great options that will provide 3 to 4 times the GPU power, a massive upgrade. If you're on more of a budget, then we recommend an RTX 4070 or an RX 7700 XT, which should get you about twice the power of just the 1080 Ti. And in case you want a full breakdown on what graphics card you should be considering at every budget, check out this video that we released last week right there, where we break down 5 price points to give you the best recommendations that we know. And if you're considering upgrading to a 1080 Ti, it looks like there's plenty of listings on eBay here in the US asking for between $150 to $200. So while that's not a bad choice, it also looks like you can get an RX 6700 XT for around $250, which would likely outperform the 1080 Ti by quite some number. And if you're only considering Team Green, then a used RTX 3060 Ti would also be a better choice than a 10 series card in terms of support, features, NVENC encoding, DLSS support, ray tracing, all of that stuff. Not to mention that who knows how long NVIDIA is going to continue driver support for this. We're still lucky that they're including GTX 970s on the drivers. The 1080 Ti at 7 years old right now is pushing NVIDIA to cut out support at 7 years. So, what do you guys think? Is the GTX 1080 Ti the best graphics card you've ever released? There's certainly a strong argument to be made, no doubt. After nearly 8 years, it still stands out. And so, with the way things have been going, there may not be another contender for the title anytime soon. Some may say the 4090 marked a similar jump in value for the high end, but at overpriced the price of the 1080 Ti, it's a tough pill to swallow. You have to keep in mind the 1080 Ti was only $100 more than the 1080, offered around 30 to 40% more performance, and it released less than a year after it. That's incredible and unprecedented. We haven't seen it again. The next best value card since the NVIDIA 10 series for us would be the Radeon RX 6000 series. Both the 6800 and 6800 XT came in under the price of the 3080 while offering performance very close to it, dwarfing the 3070 at a minimum. The 6700 XT also came in offering much better value than virtually anything under $500. The RX 7000 series also slots in well, but doesn't offer that much that the 6000 series did. And the RTX 40 series was anything but impressive in the value department. Let's not forget the RTX 4060 and 4060 Ti offer basically nothing over the predecessors, often performing negatively. So, with shortages and the pandemic in our rear view, let's hope the coming years get for best hardware to be excited for. Another one of these.
Always keeping veggies at their peak like a Bosch. Breakfast lasts for weeks and weeks and weeks like a Bosch. Stay fresh like a Bosch. With America's most trusted refrigerators that keep food fresh up to 3 times longer from Bosch.
So how the devil are you, okay? I hope you're banging. Well, not now, I hope you're watching, right? Just okay? We've got some freaky deaky videos to watch today, right? We're looking into the realm of the paranormal, alright? And look at our little channel called Sir Spooks. Make sure you go to that channel, subscribe, and do the bang. Also, if you watch any other top 5 channels out there that I haven't reacted to yet, drop them in the comments. I'll try and connect, and then we can do the bang, okay? Anyway, this one is called 9 Scary Videos That Will Bewilder You, okay? Nothing gets through me, okay? I understand everything when it comes to the paranormal. Without further ado, DJ, let's do this. Your suspects. Right, shush. Maximum volume.
Hello,
Maximum
volume.
Today we'll take a look at 9 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more scary content. Alright, my friendly, that said, let's begin. Let's go, mate. Let's go. Let's see how freaky it's going. We'll be looking at today comes to us from a Reddit user known as Kipper2, who says that a family member shared the following live photo that she took at the end, her and her husband John. The uploader says that the two of them lived alone in this old southern farmhouse, which was previously owned by an older man who unfortunately passed away in the home. She'd allegedly complained a couple of times about walking in the attic, etc. It wasn't long after this live photo they decided it was finally time to move out. For the first couple of seconds of the footage, it doesn't really feel so bad anything remotely wrong. But once you see it, you'll see why this couple decided they probably should continue living it. Is it Dear David? Oh, fucking hell.
I'm gonna try to understand. I prefer a rapid in I don't know what that means, but I love you.
What appears behind her looks to be a man holding a child, while one figure standing over another one's shoulder. Isn't it just a reflection in the window? It's a very creepy sight to behold, and it makes sense why the couple was so freaked out and disturbed. It looks like something you'd see ripped straight from a horror movie.
Oh!
Nobody's entirely sure as to what exactly was captured on the footage that day, but that freaky man with the
I think that's one of my favorite reggae tracks.
Allowing users to select certain locations based on a predetermined theme.
Wayfair's Black Friday Savings Spectacular is on now. Plus, get fast and free shipping on everything. 'Tis the season for Flavin' Fun. Visit with Santa, Mrs. Claus, Frosty, and the Grinch. Take a trolley ride out to Reindeerland and visit our petting zoo. Plus, hot drinks and yummy treats. Tickets and details at flavinfarm.yapcity.com.
Story about the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf. Remember why the big bad wolf couldn't get in the house?
Because it was made of bricks.
Just like yours.
Lizzie says that she and her friend were taken to a really random, that's just scared the shit out of me, place with a bunch of abandoned apartments. When all of a sudden, they heard a noise that chilled them to the core. Watch and listen.
With no jobs in there, bloody doing a ritual of some sort, chanting. Get a fucking job, man.
Get a fucking job.
Put on that black cloak, right? Just see, look at yourself in the mirror and just go, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
Okay, take it off and get a bloody job.
He's so good.
Oh, mate, you can imagine them going over a fucking deer, mate, or something. They seem like quite normal. Right? How weird is that? You could be passing in the supermarket. They're in the supermarket, right? Squeezing the tomatoes, making sure they're right. Right? On the weekends, they could be doing this shit.
Amazingly, both Lizzie and her friend managed to keep their cool about everything, despite the creepy situation that they are both in. In fact, they both seem to be more amazed and impressed by what they stumbled upon, rather than freaked out. Lacey points out that the noises sound like they're coming from some sort of creepy ritual, which seems accurate. Of course, though, nobody knows for sure, so that's just one possible theory here. Let's just hope that Lizzie and this friend of hers never decide to use the random noise app again.
Oh my god, mate. Do you should do that? Should I try it? I should try
username Rosanna, also by the username Dacha, posted an extremely unsettling video to their account back in September of this year, which showcases something terrifying in their house. The video shows Rosanna
Oh, mate, okay, I've seen this so many times. Well, twice. This would be the third time. Excuse me. Right? It's freaky. I don't think I can react to it anymore. If you want to see this one, mate, go back to my last video, Top 5, and the previous one to that. I've seen it, okay? I'm sorry. Number 5.
Over on TikTok, a woman named Callie decided to wander around an allegedly haunted hospital all by herself and document her findings to her audience, which, as you can probably guess, turned out to be a very bad idea. Right from the get-go, Callie finds herself in the middle of something quite terrifying when she starts to explore around a bit. Watch this. Shown of things moving around all on their own, much to Callie's terror. Also, look at this part of the footage right here and pay close attention to the window.
Oh, mate, don't have a face. Don't have a face.
That was crazy. It's a shadow bastard. Ooh.
A mysterious ghost hand can be seen on the window, and you can also see the light flickering inside of the room. Just a moment later, Callie shows a picture that she took in an abandoned ward of the hospital basement. This is what the picture showcases.
Oh my god, mate. Oh, what? Is that one of the... Is that like an image that just makes you think it looks like something? I can't remember what it's called now. I can't remember what it's called, but it definitely looks like a face. A head there, but this, is that a reflection of up there? Ah, man, it's so tough to... It does look like a little boy of some sort, right?
In the picture, it looks like there's a ghost boy in the middle of the hallway, eerily standing there. We don't exactly know how long it took for Captain...
Mate, I don't think that's his body. I mean, look at his little feet, right? Imagine him running towards you with his little... That can't be his body, mate.
Only to finally leave this place.
I like how it goes back to the radio station. Never mind.
For sure, she definitely won't be coming back.
Okay. Number 4.
Filmmakers Richard Rossi and Kelly Tabor unintentionally discovered a shocking piece of drone footage from DP Daniels' drone of something that will make you afraid to ever go near the water again. The first few seconds of the 10-second clip are pretty uneventful until you notice this happening. Daniel ended up capturing stunning footage of what appears to be Chen, the legendary lake monster said to inhabit Lake Champlain.
It looks like a shark.
Location for their upcoming film, Lucy and the Lake Monster. I can't imagine how shocking it would be to notice something this unbelievable in person, let alone on a movie set. If this didn't give the filmmaker some inspiration, then I don't know what will.
Oh, wow.
Do you guys think this really is the infamous lake monster, or is this nothing to worry about?
Oh, I don't know, mate, but it's as big as the boat there, mate. Oh, good find. Alright, nice and different. Number 3.
In 2012, the photos of the exact same UFO event over Busan, South Korea, surfaced, but only one of them is actually widely available today. This UFO video was published 12 years ago on a relatively unknown YouTube channel called
Hello.
Donuts XXX. The object of the UFO video has a resemblance to the official photo release of the unknown object shot down
Gabriella.
over the Yukon in 2023, as published in an article by CTV News. By
Look
comparing
at that, man. It's like something from Star Wars.
it definitely looks quite identical to say the least, especially once you take a look at the stabilized version.
Oh man.
Wow.
Let me tell ya,
I'm looking at the bottom left, mate.
I killed it at the gym today.
Brigadier General described it as follows in an internal email that CTV News was able to obtain. Quote, top pointers metallic, remainder white. End quote.
Shit.
Alright, boys.
Angel Soft toilet paper is strong.
Alright, boys. Today we're going to be touching Greg Doucette inappropriately. No, I'm just kidding. Today we're going to be training with the man, the myth, the legend, Greg Doucette. He's not a doctor, but he could be. We were Shan. Greg had some choice words for us in some recent videos.
I'm tired. I don't want to do chin-ups, but I'll probably win.
Shan is apparently overweight and obese like Lizzo. I'm an idiot, broccoli head with ginger hair. All of which is true then. Like, we gotta give him that. But we're gonna be training with him. He's a pro bodybuilder and we're gonna try and dial in our training for October. So we're gonna be locking in. Greg, what are your predictions for this workout here?
It's gonna go bad.
Well, I love learning. Cheers to that. I got some HTLT, harder than last time pre-workout. I've actually only had a few sips of this and I'm actually jittering off the walls right now. So this shit's actually pretty strong. Code CS, Code Greg, and Code Shan as well. Alright, what do you want to start with?
I want to start off with cardio, 1 hour warm-up. I always do. That's about the amount you guys get in. I'm assuming you're good for about an hour.
Nah, I'll try it. So if I tore my pec, like, would you make a video on it in like 2 seconds? Okay. Alright. Nice one. Appreciate it. Dude, what type of fucking walk is that, bro? Not for any age.
I thought you would do 1 minute. I thought you would just go up and
Oh, Chad, don't leave. Don't leave him on the coach there. Chad, don't leave me. Chad, no. Slowest walk ever.
I said you guys are going to keep up. I wasn't making this up.
A lot of people say you're snake oil salesman, mainly pertaining to testosterone. And I gotta say, I've never actually even tried testosterone. I'm about to start. I'm gonna do like probably a 30-day transformation. Yeah, like, why do people say it's a scam if it does work? Because I know you guys have a money back guarantee, so you could really buy it, try it, and if you don't like it, get your money back. What's the situation on that?
Well, here's the thing. 99% of the testosterone is used
Cool.
getting it from China, also from Uzbekistan. It's third-party testing. We have proof that it is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, we've tested several other companies where it wasn't actually testosterone. And so people are buying their stuff and it doesn't work. And then blaming me as being a snake oil salesman, even though they're selling the fake stuff and have the real stuff. So, money back guarantee, you're saying 30 days. I try to get my workouts done pretty quick. So, like one machine for the next. Just train, one first set, not too hard. This is the next set, just kill it. All right, let's do it. So let's start with back. Yeah. Sure. All the way down. All the way down. That's it. Yeah, that's good. Much better. Yeah, you really want to get the stretch at the bottom. That's like half of the growth right there.
Coach G. Like all in the G spot.
He's pulling 800 pounds there. You want? Let's just do a stack. it. Full stack, guys. That weighs a lot. There it is. Take your time on the way down. Slow. That's it. Slow. Yep. Drive it up hard. Just go a bit slow on the way down. Up as fast as you want. Take your time on the way down. Just maxing out the machine. Remember, we did a very long warm-up tour. You know, it's not like we just showed up to the gym and lifting. Because we're doing higher reps, it's not as much of a lift or injury. That's way too heavy. You've got the stack. So you gotta leave the ego at the door. The stack is way too like that could be the stack. Yeah, just cheating, like forcing it down, but a real rep.
Okay.
100.
What is that, 100?
100 reps. Triple digits. These machines are made for tall people. That's it. It's good. And some people are going to critique him and say, he's not touching his chest on the way down. You don't need to touch your chest on the way down. The stretch portion is getting most of the work anyway, so he has to just go as far as he can. He's controlling the weight really well here. Notice he's not just swinging up, he's not bouncing on the way down. That's all you need. And if you want to force your partner down, pull, let him release. So really, 100 to me a little bit heavy still.
Yeah, honestly.
Because we're really trying to control the right tempo so that the set takes about 30 to 40 seconds. Most people exactly, that's what they stop. Jeez, you guys, so tall, we gotta put this down.
Picture us form right there.
When I was younger, I would have put the stack sure. I would have swung out 15 reps and I wouldn't have cared. But as you get older, you're like, I don't really want to injure my body. End up like Ronnie Coleman.
Oh, don't leave me hanging, Coach G.
Oh.
Sir.
I usually get a full body in every 3 days. This is like 1 day. I'm thinking it's light form, but we'll see. Yeah. It's all about the control. But try not to lean back so far. Stay a bit more upright as you're going. Yep. Step that right. Take your time on the way out. Good. Take your time.
Believe it or not, like, this is the smallest he's been since he's 19. He's this big.
And are you close to 300 right now? 3,
Yeah. He didn't PCT, he didn't do anything, he just stopped.
How do you feel like? Do you ever get your blood work done? You should get your blood work done and say, hey, I have a video on it. I love blood work. I might find out you did chlamydia. We'll find out. We'll see your blood.
I'd actually be curious to see that too. Yeah, let's see if you get chlamydia. Why are you like genuinely concerned? You don't have chlamydia.
You want to go partials at the end like that? Oh, makes it that much harder.
Good success.
I feel like I'm at a rave right now.
Yeah. As far as like sets, like, did you normally just 2 sets? 1 set?
I usually only do 1 or 2 sets maximum for an exercise.
Really? 1 or 2?
Max. I do about 2 sets, like 2 different exercises per body part. Max. But I do my full body every like 3 days.
Have you seen a sign supporting like full body?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Full body 3 days a week. I think that's great for training. But I think it's like oh, geez. I thought that the song had like a phone, my phone song. I thought it was ringing. What did we spike in my drink here?
So 2 sets, what rep range do you work at?
Usually 10 is the bare minimum on my heavy set. Warm up is like 15, but I'm usually trying to get 12 to 15. That way you're avoiding injury.
No, I
You're
usually
still getting a crazy pump.
I usually do 6 to 8.
If you did 6 to 8, you have to warm up more. It would just be too like it'd be too risky.
I just got bored of doing so many reps.
Yeah, it's way harder to do like instead of 15 than instead of like 6. So 6 to 8 is great for building muscle, but like where I do my whole body in 1 day, I would need to take for 2.5 hours. Like imagine having to warm up your chest and your back, like every exercise, warming up. It's just a nightmare.
And so for like a pre-workout meal, what do you find yourself having?
Pre-workout, I usually just have like popcorn or some kind of a protein bar. Popcorn for any meal, like whatever you guys like. I do painting. You do this all the time. What's going on?
I got a choice.
It wasn't easy finding a car that was so neat. What was easy? Choosing NJM for auto insurance. They tailored a policy to my specific needs. I can be a little particular.
With NJM, you get the coverage that's right for you and top-rated customer service.
The front is modified? Yeah, there's a nice colorway, but this drives on the seat. Yeah. This drives. Yeah.
The fuck?
So it's actually like a combination of two brands that collabed with Innosatech to make their own colors. So the Staple brand is what do they call it? Staple Pigeon Gray. So it has that purplish gray kind of hue to it. So Staple Pigeon Gray in combination with some. Is that just Super Gloss White? Yeah, Super Gloss White, and then the DDE 720 GTR pink. And this actual design was first done on the owner of Staples GT3 RS, the 992, right? Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Dude, this turned out so good.
Oh my god, yeah.
The green, I didn't mess with the green. Oh! You guys can keep that here. Yeah, no way! Please tell him thank you. I'll send him a message and a DM. So there you go. There's the car. There's the brand new GT3 RS that he designed this whole livery using our color, which I was super honored that he did. And then Greg did his car for the whole SEMA release. You guys killed it.
That's beautiful.
You know, make the same thing with your mistakes, and I wanted to say.
Yeah, because he's back in, this car was not sure.
This car was debuted at the CC show in China in March, and I fell in love with the livery. So Blasted Graphics designed the livery, and it just was really, made a big splash. That's cool. And I love it. That's kind of
cool right now. I have another skate deck. I also have a signed OG Slick from LA here skate deck that has his smiley face on it at the bottom. Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, the part
look at this.
So bright. When people are following behind.
Oh, yeah. Look at this thing. Absolutely amazing, you guys. Look at all the details.
Wow.
All the little bits and pieces on this car.
Yeah. She probably loves it, obviously. Dude.
So this dry carbon PPF. Holy crap, Mike, look at this. Check, look at this wing. You would think that's a carbon wing. That's crazy. That's dry carbon PPF.
That looks, it's so good. Like, it even has the depth to it.
Like, even the edge. Holy crap. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. That is impressive. You did the roof too, I noticed.
Of course, the sunroof, it's a big giveaway, but we needed more.
Oh, so good.
Hey, you got some birthday.
That carbon roof.
It's digital.
Little Easter egg.
I like it.
What is happening?
I'm using the auto park feature, and Lulu tried to push me into traffic. What? That's so weird. Try it again. It usually works really good.
You haven't had an issue like this yet?
Reverse gear, look at the steering wheel. That's not bad that time. Look at the steering wheel. Press brake and hold forward.
That's funny. If anyone was watching the first time, they think that you're just like straight.
That is such a cool function.
Doesn't want to grabbing some lunch, and I'm not going to be filming us eating. People are not happy about the eating, so.
Probably waiting in traffic. Yeah, it was like $4 in terms of wheels that way. I'm like, what's this?
I was thinking, what the hell is Dave doing? Does he not know how to park? Like, did he forget how to
That's
park?
what I said. I was like,
It's like, I don't think it's okay, but it's so slow compared to parking yourself.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Order, hurry. You gotta leave, right?
Okay. So I have steak.
Yeah.
I have the chicharron.
It's all for me.
And then I have the pork with the cactus. I have a little bit of egg with ham.
I like it.
Really good.
Yeah, rice.
Then rice. And then I have the chorizo
Good
with
chicken?
potato. And then the chicken with chipotle with the ham.
Oh yeah, that's the jam. Can I do 2 chicken and 1 steak?
2 chicken.
Anything else? I'll grab your coffee.
good. Just got enough to feed a village.
Grilled veg. Look at this. How good am I doing with it? With that one?
I have never been in this car before, and I'm excited to go in it for the first time. It doesn't look too clean, but you're leaving it that way intentionally because it's a souvenir at this point.
Because Rally Gumball Bar. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because hardcore, not the chest.
That's good.
Yeah. So we're gonna take us to dinner, and dinner tonight happens to be kind of like a random. We're gonna do it early and not leave till last minute. It's the only way to get everybody together. DD Christmas party. So we're gonna take everybody out for dinner on the credit card. We're paying for it, and this is gonna be weird because it's gonna be compared to last year. This will be the first Christmas party that I've ever been officially not drinking. I don't drink anymore. So everybody's gonna drink but me. And the crazy part was last year when I still drank, got a little crazy. Yeah, I had to look from the wife 2 times. My boyfriend's never drank. Ashley was trying to manage all of us with Tasha. We didn't film that, did we? That's good. It wasn't like we flew Jamie down. Everybody got to meet Jamie. Small fun.
Well, this is my first DD Christmas party, so I'm getting wrecked.
Are you really? You have to get back.
I'm getting wrecked.
Good luck. We're playing outside. We'll be up at 7:30 in the morning. You're allowed to get rest, but you don't miss function. If you can get your job done, you can do as much as you want.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be up at 7 a.m. looking.
Full start. Yeah, this thing's loud.
I'll put my one ear then.
Oh, this thing's loud. You can stand back at the street. It'll echo it over you. Especially against the wall. So you guys watching this video has some issues. One of them is the have you driven this car since you came back from Singapore? I drove it from that side of the village to here. Okay. O2 sensor. But mine says it's driving fine, but it needs some love. So it's gonna go to Yoast, get a tune-up and some other stuff. But it doesn't drive it, hopefully no issues. To answer your question, no, I've not driven it since Southeast Asia. That is the car, isn't it? That's the car. Ready for this, you guys?
I'm ready.
They've heard it, you haven't yet. Friends to you, SPJ. 3, 2, 1. Says both my tires are well. Let's get the temperature change.
Does he clean this one real nice? That one's a little.
Oh, yeah. That one's a little meh. But windshield's better. Pretty clean. Can't wait to experience USVJ. First off, gas. It's empty.
Right out of
And then we are heading to Thanksgiving, Christmas, work dinner party. Yeah, so. Watch the SVJ, man. Don't hit the SVJ. Don't do it. See how different is the rolls are like that saying.
Yeah, that's a double button.
The SVJ is crazy.
More my side than your side. Trying to keep it up a bit so it's not so windy.
Nice side.
By the way, am I turning anywhere?
You got 12 miles on this. You got another 9.5 miles.
See, the Revolta doesn't do that. It's also not tuned yet. So, you have to wait till someone can hack the ECU so you can tune it. And this car's tuned. This is a huge fireball. Wait for another one, look up the map. Ready?
That's out of control.
It is out of control. And it's proper all-wheel drive. Like, it's got a drive shaft from the motor to the front wheels. Well, the Revolta doesn't have that. It's just got electric motors. There's no drive shaft. There's nothing connecting the V12 to the front wheels.
Right.
So when I floored in this car, it's got like torque steer. It like pulls you to the left and the right. It's putting power to the front wheels. And a lot of power.
Yeah, a lot of power.
Really loud. Go, Mark. From our lush reds to our balanced whites, we pour our heart in every bottle of Josh Cellars, so you can share your love with every glass. Bring more to every moment with Josh Cellars. Mark, found a view. Go high, go high, go high, go high. Oh, higher, higher, higher. Oh, damn. Hey, that's what.
That is so loud.
man.
So I'm not going to go name any names, but you have a twin turbo kit, it's not going great. I'm not going to say what company it is, but you have some challenges. What challenges are you having? And what caused people that watch our videos wonder why sometimes that happens to certain shops? Do you know why that happened?
He's cursed. He's just got bad voodoo following him around, I guess.
What happens is they basically get your car and tear it down and have you as a hostage and you're not going anywhere else.
Yeah, that's never happened to us.
We're not saying anything like this is all stuff from years and years ago, so don't read into that. But yeah, some shops will go, yeah, we'll do that. And now it's like qualify. David actually will send like a list, like, okay, by when, what date, how much. We actually have it written out now. We do a lot of stuff through contracts, through lawyers, because, you know, we're both good old boys. We shake someone's hand and you assume they'll do what they're saying they're going to do, but they don't.
Yeah, we learned our lesson.
We learned our lesson. We've seen people.
The other issue too is we've lost a lot of money, like a lot, doing that kind of stuff. So now it's just straight to the point. Get down to business.
Yep.
Yeah. Show business and show friends, motherfucker.
Is that right? What did you say? I'm old, man. I realize that.
Speaking a different language
Just now.
Bet. But
You capping.
you still got to get your car back. Like, you don't have your car, and it's not done, and it's not running, it's torn apart. That's the worst, is when you got to go get parts. We had that issue. At the end of the day, don't read into it. We don't have those issues anymore.
No, we don't.
We don't work with people. We don't go to shops anymore that we don't trust.
Yeah.
So that's why we brought most things in-house.
Yep.
And in all fairness, that's why at the end of the day, we still only go to King Tawny. That's it. Like, we don't really fuck with too many people. He killed it for the body shop stuff. Did exactly what he said.
Good job, Evan.
If something was going to be delayed, he just calls you up and he's like, hey, it's going to be delayed. I prefer some communication versus like, you keep me in the dark. I have to contact you to find out what's going on. That's when it's a problem. And then I get all the excuses. I hate that. You don't do that. You know, that was perfect. The guys at DTM have been really good too, in all fairness.
Yeah.
They did a really good job on that, on the Mercy.
They did a really good job, and that was quick for how custom that was. And that could have been a year.
Oh, dude.
At other shops.
If you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the confidence, because Dean, who has the black LP car, had it done.
Yeah.
So he was like, they did my car. They know what they're doing. So that was great. And then like the paint that you did on the 599 is like, dude, it's a stunner.
More importantly, I need an update on the suspension for the minivan we bought.
More importantly, well, where's the minivan?
2 more weeks. It's been custom made for it. Dude, that's gonna be sick. I already have delivery. I already have wheels on the go. It's gonna be the best thing that happened to you.
To me?
This is good for you. I'm not doing this for me. This is for you. I know you like minivans.
That's what I wanted, 2 days.
They're crazy. They're crazy. We got the OGs tonight.
Tomorrow is a very important episode on the main channel. And that is tuning the F12. And I won't give you too much information, but let me tell you, it does not disappoint.
No, it does not.
No, it is crazy horsepower and flames. You know, it's always nervous when you put a car on a dyno at that level because something stupid could fail and it ruins the whole video. But I'm happy to announce that tomorrow's video is amazing. It went really good. And you'll be in for a shoot when you watch that. In the meantime, it's Saturday night, it's F1 in Vegas. We're going to drive to Vegas tonight. We debated in a hotel and going and watch the race. Ironically, it's not that busy in Vegas for F1. I think what happened was it's so expensive, it turned people off. And if I was in charge, I would say make it affordable to create huge demand. Everybody wants to go, and then slowly raise the prices based on supply and demand. But they try to get too much too quickly, and I think people are kind of turned off on it. We were there last year with that stupid rally, got scammed, and we actually left. We drove back to LA the morning of. And the challenge, if we went, it would be tomorrow, Sunday, every drive back to LA, and it's a horrible drive, so we kind of opted not to do that. So we've got a crew, try to find some night shenanigans. We'll see what happens in the end. But yeah, there's some pretty cool things happening. Mia's car, Jason's car, going back to Canada. Jason's actually going to build in Canada the company. And all over British Columbia of all places, and they're going to do a bunch of huge upgrades. So I'll be going with Jason to do some Canadian content, and then I have some new car reveal. Hopefully, I'm working on it. I found a few options for my winter build, and I'm really excited for it. This is the first time I've actually bought and planned the entire build parts-wise before the car. So stay tuned for that. And then when that car is done, it's going somewhere crazy. So 2025 is going to be bigger, more international travel, more adventures. That's what passion, like the things that fuel the passion for me is like travel and experiencing new locations. I get a bit fatigued back and forth to LA all the time. It's like, okay, you know, we know the routine. So to be able to see the world is pretty cool because not many careers like to do that unless maybe you're an airline pilot or drug dealer. iPhones. When you have a plug. Oh, that's new iPhone's not red. We're backwards. We get an iPhone 16. We film with these, and my phone's currently locked. There's certain applications because I bought this through AT&T where I can't use it. Just when I travel, so I'm buying an unlocked iPhone here at the Apple Store. Crazy Saturday night. I'm trying to encourage my friends also to get new iPhones. Can you get a new iPhone? Yes. Can you get the big one or the little one? Yeah, you like the big one? I find like it's too hard to hold the
Why'd I say I'd man the grill?
You like the big one. And they giggled. That was awesome. $10,000 a month.
I'm currently walking into a gym that costs members $10,000 a month.
In Dubai.
Let's see how it is.
Welcome to Continuum, the world's most exclusive
Oh, it's
gym
in
with
New
a
York.
staggering $10,000 monthly membership reserved only for the ultra elite or those with money to burn. Over the next 48 hours, I'm going to be experiencing life as one of the privileged 250 members allowed through its doors.
So every day you have somebody who's working the front door at a gym.
Absolutely.
I thought it was in Dubai. It's in New York.
One piece of that is you can see every plant that you see down here is absolutely authentic, real.
How we figured out watering this, ask the gardener, not me.
There's a gardener for the gym. Wow. Okay. You're telling me this is a real plant?
Absolutely. All plants in the space are absolutely authentic. We want the plants to breathe oxygen into the space.
Yeah, I mean, it smells like disposable income, man.
Kennedy began to take us on a tour of the gym, starting with the locker rooms.
Cold plunges. These guys go to about 37 degrees. The vasoconstriction of the blood vessels coupled with vasodilation, we get into the sauna. We want to do a little contrast therapy.
Oh, okay.
Every rock in here is authentic as well.
Like the spacious sauna.
Yeah, yeah.
It seemed like everything is of the highest quality, even the walls.
The it girl of plaster came in and did all of this personally.
Of course.
And every time there's it, we bring her right back in to make sure that it is pristine.
Where's the glass from the exit sign from?
Wherever they make exit signs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Now, this is a float tank I normally go in. This one is bigger than my bedroom.
Whoa! This is the craziest float tank I've ever seen in my life. They usually look like you're about to get cremated.
Exactly. Oh my God. Some people are claustrophobic. Familiar with the Dead Sea?
No.
The Dead Sea is, I think, the only sea where you can float, like automatically. Like, even if you don't know how to swim, because there's so much salt content in the water, there is more salt in here than the Dead Sea.
I would not go there.
We haven't even made it to the gym yet, and I'm
Unless
already,
there's hot ladies there.
So now the social space.
Italian marble?
Right?
It is?
Come on.
So many times that we would go.
Of course, for members, you've got meals, we've got drinks, we've got water, pastries, fruit, whatever you need. So let's say we've got a member who they had a pretty tough workout. As you're getting your workout done, we'll be getting your smoothie, your protein smoothie ready for you.
At the back of the beautiful members lounge are 4 doors which lead to a variety of state-of-the-art recovery rooms, each offering a unique wellness modality available around the clock.
Steven Barino, Toyota Bristol. Huge savings event. Up to $3,600. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. You guys are in for a treat in this video. I'm going to take you guys over to the United Kingdom. Video footage sent in by Kaz and a witness who observed this strange glowing cloud, a very large cloud off in the distance that had these mysterious lights on top of the cloud. Almost looked like a stationary structure way off in the distance, out above the ocean. And the lights that you're going to see in this video that has narration that I'm going to let play in its entirety, the lights that you're going to see do not originate from the ground. I'm going to show you guys very specific video footage of lights that are originating from the ground, interacting with the clouds above. The video you're going to see from the United Kingdom is indeed very rare. But I wanted to run this article by you guys real quick before we get into the rare video footage. This article here is rare in its own way. It's dated November 24th of 2024 from NBCnews.com. And I'd like you guys to leave a comment down below, either way, if you agree with this article or if you disagree with this article. Goes on to say Thanksgiving dinner is historically more affordable this year. I don't know if these people are from a different dimension that wrote this article, maybe from a different time. All I know is things at the grocery store in 2024 are the most expensive they've ever been in my lifetime. My wife went to the store this year and got the things for our Thanksgiving meal, and I didn't see anything that she got that was the cheapest it had been in nearly 40 years. Yes, according to this article, after adjusting for inflation, data shows that holiday meal staples are collectively at their cheapest in nearly 40 years. If you agree with that, if your Thanksgiving meal this year was the cheapest it's ever been, basically going back for 40 years,
Leave a comment down below in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts on that article. Okay, here we go. I want to show you guys some examples of ground-based stadium lights, spotlights interacting with the clouds up in the sky. Here we go. First video was sent in by Chris out of Barberton, Ohio. You can clearly see
That's
this
my
light
name.
originating from the ground, interacting with the bottom of the cloud, not the top of the cloud. Lights from the ground interact with the
I'm gonna
lowest
sleep good tonight.
clouds, not the highest clouds. Here's another example of lights from the ground interacting with the clouds. Patrick out of Peoria, Illinois sent in this video just a few days ago. I put it in fast forward for presentation purposes. Notice how the light is interacting with the bottom part of the cloud. I mean, that's just pretty much common sense. If the light's pointing
Snap,
up from the
crackle,
ground,
and
it's going
pop.
to make contact with the bottom
Poppity,
of the cloud,
poppity
not
poo.
the top of the cloud. Like you're going to see over here in the United Kingdom. The video footage that was sent in by Kaz that you're about to see right now is truly very rare and very mysterious. This is the original vertical video.
Let's go,
As this video
6.
plays, you're going to hear narration from Kaz and another witness.
That
Zoom
was
in really close on
crazy.
these lights, trying to make sense of what we're seeing here, because these lights are not originating from the ground, as you're going to see. They're either originating from space or they're independent light sources of their own, moving around above this glowing cloud up here in some sort of strange patterns, as you're going to see in this video. Once again, sent in by Kaz from just a few days ago. Enjoy
Patterns,
this video has
patterns.
narration. You'll definitely want to watch it till the end, because this video just continually gets better and better. Here we go.
Look, look. That is something massive.
This fucking thing is crazy.
It's in the same place all the time, though. Isn't it?
Does that look like
Listen. It's like pulsing. Can you hear it? What was that noise? It was like a... It's crackling.
It's crackling.
Yeah. A bit scary. Well, that's good intent, it doesn't. What the fuck is it? What the fuck? Every time it pulses, it cracks. Can you hear the cracking? What'd be fireworks, would it?
No. See it, look.
Yeah.
It's very still. I've been funny, but if that were comic or something, it wouldn't still be there.
It's like a haze as well, though, underneath it, isn't it? All around it.
Jerry, you know you said it's like wind drum that disappeared. I think it was just that disappeared.
Yeah. subplane. Something like that. Say it does. I not to end it well because we're going on holiday. I know. Bit weird that cats are out.
I know you want to go to work, buddy, but we don't work anymore. You're retired. my god, it looks like cheeks, but it's not. But it looks like it. It looks like it. I'm walking through New York City right now. Without having to be in New York City, it's freaking amazing. I don't know why. I like to watch walking through New York City. I guess a lot has happened in there for me personally. Oh, these speakers. $200,000 speakers. That is such a good song. I'm glad we get to listen to that again. Oh. Oh, this is such a good song. You haven't heard this is your first time hearing it? It's your lucky day. Actually, this song is so good. I made a video using this song.
500 pounds each, maybe 160, 180 pounds for those stands.
And I was filming the Goldenberries.
Sitting right here. Easily one of my favorite speakers ever. The Ultime 3 is a bigger speaker that I one day hope to have here. But right now I'm overjoyed about the Ultime 2s. And Jasmine knows a heck of a lot about them, so I'm going to let her take over.
Well, first it should be said that this is also one of my favorite speakers that we have in the shop as well. I love coming in here and playing my own music that I love listening to when everyone else is gone, and hear it like I've never heard it before. And there's a few things that contribute to that. So first of all, you cannot start a review or conversation about these speakers without talking about these boxes that they are in. So this is a 1/2 inch thick aluminum on all sides.
Oh, no wonder they're so fucking good. Check mark.
And it doesn't, because once aluminum is to a certain thickness, it's actually self-dampening and becomes inert. So this cabinet, and you can tell just by feeling it and touching it, there is no resonance in this cabinet.
That's sick.
But you know, Centime didn't stop there. They went a step further, and with some fancy electronics.
Yeah, how good are the drivers?
Many areas within the cabinet that still do have some resonance, and so there is damping material on the inside of those parts as well.
Okay. So if there is a resonance happening because of a driver, they're going to add damping, where in other places just the thickness of the metal is kind of okay.
That's right. Yes. Now the baffle, if you can see up here, is actually thicker than the rest of the cabinet, and at the thickest point, it's just under 2 inches thick.
Oh, wow.
Again, this is solid aluminum.
I bet that's 80 pounds.
I'm sure it could be at least. And I remember kind of lifting them up. They're extremely heavy. The other thing that's on the inside of the cabinets, I wish I had one to show to see what it looked like, but there are these proprietary custom-built joining components that affix to the inside of the cabinet and is highly, highly adjustable. So what that does is allow all of these joints within this cabinet to come together, to join together.
And they tighten it down.
And they tighten it down. So you can picture this device that has different ways of adjusting it, and it just brings the cabinet joints together.
So you get a sealed box, but then I'm sure they seal it in other ways.
They do. Okay. So yes, all the seams are sealed as well.
All right. So we have 2 ports on this thing, centrally located by the tweeter. Now, speaking of the tweeter and its positioning, as you can see, this is a Diapolito configuration, and these are 12-inch drivers. So top and bottom are 12-inch.
Nice.
Dual mid-range, and of course the Silk Dome tweeter.
A Silk Dome tweeter.
Centime has these.
$200,000 speakers, and they're using a Silk Dome tweeter.
Yeah.
Yes. So first, all the drivers, other than Silk Dome tweeter, of course, are pulp paper drivers.
Okay.
But every driver in here is custom to this specific speaker. So even if you're looking at a different Stenheim speaker and they look like they're the same drivers, they are not.
Okay.
And the reason they did that was to be able to tune this box with these drivers to get the best sound before even thinking about crossovers.
Okay.
So that way when they're putting the crossover in, they don't have this huge crossover that has all these components, because of course anything that gets in the way of the signal path is going to
degrade
sound. So by doing that, by having custom drivers that are specific for each cabinet, they're able to use the least amount of components in the crossover.
I mean, they're the engineers,
So
right?
this is an Ultium 2 woofer.
This is an Ultium 2 woofer.
Oh, what do you think?
Mid-range
Right
and
there.
That's right.
It's
So,
coming in.
And I know that once these are made, they
That's
have
coming
some
in.
special proprietary process.
Right
so
there,
when
and
they
I'm
go
having
to
deja vu right now, like crazy.
Stenheim factory.
Holy shit.
Now, in getting into the
This is
the
crazy.
base of the cabinet,
I feel like I
one
did
thing
this
that's
before.
hard to tell if you don't have a chance to see these in person.
Does anybody else feel that way?
Have is just
You in the chat.
and how well done everything is. So it's not a smooth surface. It's a sandblasted aluminum finish that has these just minute little sparkles in it. And then the beveling on the cabinets, I mean, it's just, this is precision engineering.
Yeah, it is.
Swiss engineering.
That's right. And I'm glad you mentioned the beveling on the cabinets, because it's not just aesthetics. So this cabinet is curved on the front for a very specific purpose. And so as the frequencies are coming out of the driver, this baffle is folding away from the front of it and allowing the least amount of reflection possible.
Okay.
The other thing is, as we all know, and it might be hard to tell from the camera because it's very subtle, but this Diapolito array is off-center. You can see it's adjusted inward slightly.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason is also to reduce reflection.
It's
from
so
the
subtle, but you kind of notice.
Just this small adjustment over toward the center allows for less surface for reflection from the frequencies as they're leaving the drivers.
When we had to set these up, this is a 500-pound speaker. This is probably 180 pounds of stand. And so this is the aftermarket stand, or this is an add-on stand. So this mechanism does not come with the speaker, unless it's an option. So
it's a good option.
It is. You know, the Illuminae 5SEs have the regular feet. We saw that at Munich they came out with the black version, and they've made these stands for the Illuminae 5SE. So I think those are going to be in our future.
Getting these into
Those are nice stands.
They were tremendously helpful.
Yeah.
Getting these dialed in and tuned up.
Yeah. So, and to that end, we had our local strongman Frank, friend of the shop, came in and helped us. I think there were 4 people already here, and then Frank came in, and we got one up, and we were all kind of looking at the second one, saying,
"Do we really have to do another one?
Yeah. Do we have to do another one? Do we have to do it today?" And out of nowhere, a friend of the shop, her boyfriend stopped by to pick up an HDMI cable. And as soon as I saw him, I said, "Hey, buddy, you want a free HDMI cable? Come here." And so thankfully, Bart, thank you, 6'4" guy, came in and helped us get the second one up. It probably wouldn't have been done that day without it. So Bart,
It was exactly what we needed at that moment.
Hello, hello.
So,
hey, baby
so
cakes.
Setup, and you can see here on camera, we still haven't taken the casters off. But basically what you do is you put the casters on so that you can wheel them into position and get them placed and do the fine tuning that, you know, we do when we set up speakers. And once that's done, then you deploy the legs and the feet to the speaker and to the stand. And so what that did is that gave us probably a 15 to 20% performance improvement.
And so what it is too is on the bottom of the foot is a spike, and then underneath the spike is the cup that it sits on.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And so what it did for us is we didn't realize, relatively speaking, the bass had been muddy. The mid-range had been a little muddy. Now we didn't hear this. We only realized it after we heard the difference, because now we had rounded bass and mid-range notes. Now everything just came into absolute focus. So what we had already thought was great was made significantly better. So you look at where we were, and we were saying, this is one of the most natural, one of the most wonderful speakers we've ever had in the shop, and then we made it better.
And that was a real testament to making sure that your speaker is properly grounded to the floor as well.
Right. Yeah.
Because it could be a detail that people maybe don't think is so important. It really is, because that bass tightened